Hello everyone and welcome back to Brooksburk Zoo. Before we get into the game, sorry guys that you didn't get a new video from me last week, but I had some struggles to come over, some physical and some mental struggles, both at the same time, so I just had to take a complete week or more than 1 week off to get everything back together, and I'm feeling way better now, and yeah, so I'm back again and we can continue to build here in this beautiful area in the Paradise Beyond in Brooksburk Zoo. So the last episode 2 weeks ago we built this nice little habitat for the emu and the quokka. And today we are continuing and starting to finish off this new area. Originally the plan was to finish the whole area in this episode and start the next one with the building of the rhino habitat near to Brooksburk Castle. But yeah, plans changed. So I thought I wanted to build something very special for the end of this area, and what else could we do than just build another building? So I had some pictures in my head what I wanted to create. So the first thing that I had in my head was this thing that I'm building right now, so elevating the terrain a little bit and have something like a walk over between the house for the animals and the habitat for the animals. So what we are going to build today is a habitat for the kiwi bird. So I wanted to have this path right here that I'm trying to create and have this little tunnel underneath it where our kiwis could walk through and enter the actual indoor habitat. So you can see in the background I already built the path, and what we are going to do right now is build the tunnel. So, but before we continue with building the whole thing, I have one thing to say, and you know what it is. This is the perfect time for you guys to hit the like button for this video, and it is also the perfect time, if you haven't done that already, to hit the subscribe button as well, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done this already. What you can await on this channel is weekly videos of Brooksburk Zoo and Litchfield Zoo, which is my German series if you don't know that. You can also await new videos every 3 weeks for my real life zoo tours, which we're going to pause after the next one that will come out in less than 2 weeks, which is going to be for the zoo of Karlsruhe. Then we're going to have a little break and doing some traveling the world with cakes or something like that. So we're going on a journey around the world with baking. So there's going to be new baking videos very soon. And yeah, but let's get back into today's video here in Brooksburk Zoo. So as I said, I wanted to have this tunnel from the indoor habitat for the kiwi birds towards the outdoor. That was the first vision that I had in my head, and I wanted the visitors to walk over that. And I wanted this whole thing to be a little like a bridge, so you can see from the overpass for our visitors on the right side towards the indoor habitat of the kiwi, and on the left side towards the... Did I say indoor habitat? I meant the outdoor habitat. And on the left side to the indoor habitat for the kiwis. There's also going to be an entrance to the house, which we are going to have a look at right in a few minutes. And I wanted this house to be something like an Oceania house, where we do have the kiwis in there. We're also going to have the flying foxes in there. I think it has the flying foxes. I always forget about the name of the animals. Yeah, we're going to have the flying foxes in there as well, and we are going to have at least one other species in there, thinking about the koalas, maybe the wombats, maybe the platypus. I just don't know how much space we are going to have in there, and yeah, how much we can fit into this house. Yeah, here I'm already trying to create the facade of the building. It's going to be a little bit not difficult. Difficult is not the right way. A little bit complicated building. So you are going to enter the house on the lower level right here. Then there's a staircase going upwards where you will leave the building and end up at the part with the overpass, where you can have a look at the outdoor habitat for our kiwis. Okay, this sounds a little bit complicated. You can also stay on the lower part of the building and have a walkthrough to the walkthrough habitat for our flying foxes. There will also be another entrance on top of the building. So you're going to leave on the left side here at the kiwis, then you will walk on the kind of bridge on the upper part, and then you will automatically enter the building once again. For the koalas, I think, are going to be in there. And then once again you can walk down the staircase up to the lower level of the building and exit the building at the lower level as well. So yeah, I hope you could follow me and you understood what I was what I was trying to tell you. So this is going to be very special and not the easy way around building, I think. Yeah, so here I was using the concrete pieces for the inside of the building. And here you can already see I had to change the placement of the walkthrough habitat for the flying foxes a little bit, because as you can see I couldn't place it on that part where I usually wanted it to be. Because I couldn't move the path for the visitors underneath the path that we already do have in here. So yeah, and by the way, we are not going to finish the building in today's episode because this is a bigger project, so I think it will at least take 2 more episodes until we finish the complete building here, and maybe a third one if we are going to fit in more than 2 new animals. And finishing off the whole area here before we get back into Brooksburk Castle and our pachyderm house. I was using those limestone pieces once again for the upper part of the building, just to give it a little bit more modern feeling and a lighter shade, a little bit of And I also wanted to include lots of windows in there so that we have lots of light in there, that the building is not too dark, as we have the problem with our Brooksburk castle. And so I decided to go for windows everywhere that I could place them. Although the kiwis are nocturnal animals and they don't want that much light, but I think the inside of the habitat is dark enough. So we're going to have a limestone roof on top as well. So no glass roof on top, so that it won't be too too bright in there. Yeah, also going to have windows right here as well. Yeah, this is going to be the entrance, which we are building pretty soon. And here I was using lots of those glass pieces to finish the outside on this side of the building off. And you guys can let me know in the comment section which animal you guys want to see next. So in the next episode we are going definitely to finish the habitat for our flying foxes, but I think we might also have enough time and space to fill in for another animal. So let me know in the comments what animal you want to see. Is it the wombat, is it the koala, or is it the platypus? So I'm going to include one of those in the next episode, definitely. And yeah, I'm just curious what you guys want to see in there. Yeah, here at first I wanted to use the same pieces that I used for the entrance to the building, but they were too massive, so I decided we're going with the smaller ones in here, which made more sense to me and gives the building a nicer touch, I think. These will also be included on the side where we have the path outside of the house going along, so that the pieces will match each other. Yeah, and I have to say, although the shape of the building or the construction of the building is a little bit simpler, a little bit more simple, I really do like it a lot, and I think it is the most modern looking building up to date right now that I ever built here in Brooksburk Zoo, and maybe in every build that I ever done. Just keeping it simple sometimes does a lot in terms of style. Yeah, and I'm also using the same handles. I think handle is the right word. Just have to look it up. doorknob. Okay. Okay, handle is also a word that I could use. So I'm always using those door handles, and I wish that we would have more like these in the game. So yeah, if you're building doors yourself by using wooden pieces or those glass pieces that I was using, it would be so great if we would have more like these little small pieces to use for that. Yeah, putting down some rocks to cover up a little bit of the tunnel for our animals. Then a little bit terrain coloring. And I think I mentioned it before, it is always good when you have a bigger zoo that you can always steal some things from other habitats, like those fences that I stole from the quokka and emu habitat, or those fence pieces from our Tasmanian devil habitat. So yeah, that is very helpful if you have a bigger zoo. Then you can always go anywhere and take something that you used in a different area and use it for the new area as well. Yeah, and once again, a little bit of stealing is going on. I also stole the glass pieces from the Tasmanian devils. Yeah, because I do think if you do too many new things in an area, it looks a little bit of yeah, unrealistic, and I don't want that to happen. So it is good to come up with new things from time to time, but you have to keep it in some kind of a balance so that you don't have too much new things around everywhere, so that the things are not looking cohesive anymore. So I think it's absolutely okay if you steal some of your own ideas or building parts from time to time and use it again and again and again. Yeah, here I also had a little problem with placing the entrance to the habitat for the kiwis, because I obviously couldn't place it, or didn't want to place it at the outdoor habitat, because that is something that I usually don't want to do, because yeah, most of the time the habitats in real life zoos as well could be only entered to through the indoor habitat or the house or shelter for the animals. So I wanted it this way as well. Yeah, so I had to change the path many times to actually make it happen that we could have an entrance in here, and also the path for our visitors very close to it, on the left and on the right side. As you can see, we have the path, the elevated one on the right side, and the lower one that goes into the house on the left side. So yeah, it was a little bit of deleting and trying again until it finally was possible to connect everything together and make it work. But in the end, everything is fine, everything works. So yeah. So time for some decoration around here, placing rocks and foliage in this part. I didn't want to have it too overgrown, because I wanted to place some statues on the rocks right here. So we're going to place a kangaroo statue, which you might see in a second. I was looking for signage for koalas and stuff like that, but I thought no, this would not be a great match in here, so I decided to go for the kangaroo statue and the kiwi statues, even though I don't think we might have red kangaroos in here. But as you know, never say never. You never know what will happen next episode. Yeah, just some rocks, and then we are going for some trees in here. As I said, not too overgrown because I wanted these statues to be present. I always like those new plants, these this one's on the floor, because it is so much easier to cover up areas with those kind of plants. Yeah, not too many big trees in here, because we do not want the whole area to be too shady as well. Yeah, so just make it nice and green, but not too much. And I think that's it. Yeah, time for the habitat decoration, for some plants and rocks in there as well. And here I wanted it to look a little bit overgrown, like where the kiwis actually do live. So kiwis live in forests, so everything is lush and green in there, and they can perfectly hide between those bushes and the leaves. And because kiwis are not that big birds, and they don't have too much to defend themselves from predators or so. It is very important that they have enough space and enough chance to run away and hide from predators, I think. Yeah, but as you know, not too overgrown, because you want our visitors to be possible to see the animals. So make it look nice and green. And to be completely honest, during the daytime you actually won't see the kiwis in their outdoor habitat in a real life zoo, because as I said, kiwis are nocturnal birds, so you won't see them in the daytime anywhere outside. They will always be asleep. Just putting in some animal enrichment, as you know, if you have the entrance gate to the indoor habitat of the animals and the path to the outside is just too small, so that your keepers won't be able to walk through the tunnel right here, especially to get through the outside area, you always have to make sure that you have the food enrichment in that part of the habitat that your keepers can actually enter. So we had to make sure that the keepers can get to the food enrichment inside, and we do have the toy enrichments outside, because it is not necessary for our keepers to go to the outside area and interact with the toy enrichment for the animals. Sure, they would have to clean up the outside, but it would never be a problem. Your animals would never complain when the keepers are not able to go outside, because all the poop from the animals will disappear from time to time automatically without your keepers going out there. So that would not be a problem at all, especially not in sandbox mode. Yeah, just placing down a little sunshade here as well. And as you could see, I just put down a simple limestone roof for the building. This might change in the further episodes, but yeah, for this time now we're going to keep it like this, and I think it totally makes sense like this. But as I said, we are not completely finished with the building. There might be some changes to it in the future, but yeah, I just don't know right now. Yeah, and here we are. We are finished just putting down some signs for the animals, and here we are in the real-time part, and let's have a look what we have done in today's episode. But first of all, this is the second best time when you could hit the like button to this video. So if you haven't done that before, just hit the like button right now. Hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, so that you don't miss any future episodes on Brooksburk Zoo. Okay, so guys, we are going to have a look at our kiwis, which have moved in already, and the beautiful habitat that we created in today's episode. So thanks again guys for watching, thanks for your patience, and I hope you guys will tune in next week as well, when we are going to build the habitat for the flying foxes and some other animals that you guys are going to tell me in the comment section. So will it be koalas, wombats or platypus? Just let me know in the comment section. Thanks guys for watching, and see you next week. Bye!